All right. Good morning, everyone. It is 8:59 in the morning of May 24th, 2022, and this is my pre-market strategy session. I just got back from a quick little 3-day weekend out into an area where I could visit some family, have some family together. It's a nice time, a nice little getaway. It's nice to get out of the city and get into an area where it's really quiet and dark at night where you can see the stars. All right. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. Now, so today I am starting with Bitcoin. Pardon me. I'm starting with Bitcoin. And what I'm seeing here is a head and shoulders pattern. Now, I happen to really like head and shoulders patterns because when they really finally play out, in a good head and shoulders pattern, it's a reversal pattern. It's hard to find head and shoulders patterns that are actually true to form, and I'll go over the form of this one. And then it's really, it's just very rare that you find one that's true to form. Once you find one that is properly established, it's a very reliable reversal pattern. It's a very reliable long-term performance, stock performance, indicator, or whatever you want to call it. All right, so what we have here is the head right here of the head and shoulders. Actually, I'll go ahead and draw this as I'm doing it. Okay, so first of all, actually, we've got an uptrend here. If we go back, and this is actually a parabolic move, actually. So, the trend is up, right? So this is the direction of the trend. The trend is up. Trend is moving up. That's the direction of our trend. Now, the first element of a head and shoulders pattern, I guess, is the actual head and shoulders. So what we have here is we have a left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder. Now, there's some criteria and a neckline. And this red line right here indicates the neckline, this downward trend. So there are some important aspects to these elements of a head and shoulders reversal pattern that are absolutely necessary in order to establish a successful head and shoulders pattern. That is, the right shoulder the height of the price on the right shoulder cannot exceed the height of the price on the left shoulder. And obviously the head has a higher price than both the right and the left shoulder. In addition, the neckline of the head and shoulder pattern needs to be in the opposite direction of the trend. So you can have a head and shoulders pattern that shows a reversal to the upside as well. If the trend were down and there's an inverse head and shoulders, that inverse head and shoulders would be pointing to the upside. In this case, we have a stock that's come into its bullish, it's come into its head and shoulders reversal pattern after a bullish, long-term bullish move. And now the direction of the neckline is opposite of the direction of the overall trend entering into the reversal. All right, those are the basic elements of a head and shoulders pattern, and believe it or not, it's actually really difficult. You don't find head and shoulders patterns very often. Often what you'll see is a neckline that is still in the direction of the trend. So people will be like, oh, we have a head and shoulders pattern, but the neckline is still moving in the direction of the trend. Another thing you'll often see is that the right shoulder moves higher than the left shoulder. That's a blown out Head and Shoulders. It's not a Head and Shoulders. The right shoulder must be lower than the left shoulder. It must be that way. So now you can see here this neckline right here, and I put the neckline from the close of the low on the 20th of September, on the week of the 20th of September. This is a 1 week chart, to the close of the week of the 17th of January 2022. That establishes the neckline, and that neckline is definitely in the opposite. That's a downward facing moving neckline, and it is inverse of the trend of the price work, of the price action prior to this reversal pattern being established. And here it is, and sure enough, Bitcoin is it is heading further down from here. Now, nothing goes down in a straight line. I mean, it's not gonna follow this line perfectly. It could very well go. I don't know. I need to select a color for my brush, but it's not letting me do it. Not letting me do it. It could go higher. Now, if it goes higher than its shoulder, then the price of the stock it has defied the reversal pattern. Something else has come in to influence price for it to have broken its right shoulder. However, it's really quite confident that from here on out, this stock will most likely go. It'll definitely go no higher. I shouldn't say definitely. It'd be extremely unusual for it to go higher than its right shoulder, and so it could still come up kind of high here, and even go below, and so on and so on and so on. But the price of Bitcoin is on a downward trajectory until further notice. And there's actually a really nice example I like to show for this, and that's Baba. There we go. Here it is. Yeah, look at that. This is a Head and Shoulders reversal pattern. Very reliable. And so here's the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Here's the downward trending neckline right here. And here it is. It plummeted below. It broke below. And it's just Baba has just it went from a trend that was in this direction to a trend that follows the new neckline in that direction, and there it goes. And that's the way it's been ever since this pattern was established. So, and I imagine that's probably what we're going to see with Bitcoin for the long term, is a long, dragged out downward move. The trend is down on Bitcoin for the foreseeable future. Could be a year, could be 5 years, who knows. But yeah, Bitcoin is definitely on the downside. And so then, I was on vacation yesterday. I just kind of watched things from afar. Pretty interesting day yesterday, and it looks to me like, I don't want to call it a dead cat bounce. Usually dead cat bounces are a little bit longer. Like this was a dead cat bounce. This period right in here from 12th of May, that's a dead cat bounce. A small is a 3-day, counter trend move, but then it continued after it sort of hit gravity here. Gravity took over and started hitting to the downside again. I think yesterday, interesting. I don't know why. Friday was options expiration, and it makes a lot of sense that options expiration would have a really volatile day like this, especially after a really rather significant down move. It was a monthly expiration. What happened yesterday with all the positive news? Oh yeah, China dropped rates, right? Okay, well after China drops rates, that'll wear off. The stimulus effect from China dropping its interest rates. That little sugar high will run its course. And then it looks like today we're going to resume to the downside from where we were. All right, everybody. That is my pre-market strategy session. Good luck out there. Click like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, and I will see you at tomorrow morning's strategy session. I am out.